Good day, welcome to Endurance Room. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to take another quick look at the Polish Palatka or Polish Lavvu. I've got a quick tip or mod for you to help improve its function as a poncho, and then we're going to take a look at some ideas for setting it up as a shelter half. Welcome to Endurance Room. First, let's take a look at our poncho setup. This is the inside of the poncho, so this flap goes on the inside, and we've got this cord that runs right here, and this is designed to help pull the hood in around the neck so the poncho drapes off your body and you're able to wear it as a poncho. But if you're not securing this, then it basically just comes undone and drapes around your body. So all I've done to improve this for me is add just this little sliding barrel lock. You're able to pull the hood in, lock it down in place, and then I put a stopper knot at the back end of the loop here. So it makes wearing the poncho much more comfortable for me. I'm able to wear it without having it buttoned up. It's not falling off my shoulders. And most importantly, the hood isn't pulling down on my head. Whereas before, so it's basically just falling down off my body, which is suboptimal. You have to keep it buttoned up to keep it around you. And sometimes you don't want to do that to regulate your heat. If you don't want to add in one of these, all you really need to do is just make a loop and then pull the tag through, and you got a quick release knot that's going to hold it in place. So there was a quick tip to help improve the poncho function of your Lavvu. But how about as a shelter? I'm always toying around with ideas to try and get a little bit more room out of these old ponchos. And I was messing around with it the other day. This is what I came up with. Check this out. These grommet holes are what you use to stake the poncho down when you're setting it up as a shelter. And if you've ever seen the stakes that come with these, they're really small. They're like a wire type hook. They're about that diameter, pretty small. They're okay, they're not great. But what I was thinking to do to let me use, whatever size stakes I wanted to use, or, potentially get more room underneath the shelter, was this. To simply add some cordage through the grommet hole. This was just some bank line, maybe about 7 inches long, secured with a necklace knot. Real simple and easy to do. But if you're going to be using it as a poncho with those loops hanging down on the ground, they could potentially be snagging on stuff, and that wouldn't be good. So I came up with the idea to just use paracord guylines. I keep, a number of them in my bag, and it's really easy to do, and it gives you quite a bit of flexibility. I suppose I kind of got the idea from using my ratnik shelter these last couple of years, which has built-in guylines to it, and it gives you a ton of options with how you're setting it up. But, you can totally do the same thing right here with the Lavvu, and it'll let you use whatever size stakes you want to use too. If you want to, grab sticks out of the woods instead of using the wire hangers, you can totally do that. Check this out. So I usually keep a handful of hanks of paracord in my pack. I've got a little organizer bag, and on each one, I've got a bowline in the end. I've got a loop. And all you need to do to use this as a guy line to tie this off in whatever configuration you want is just to run it through, drop a little toggle, and it's nice and secure. And this is way better on your poncho and your grommets than this, because you got a lot more surface area putting pressure on the poncho, whereas this one right here, it's just pulling down in one direction, and this is more likely to fail and rip than this is. And this goes for any tarp you're using. Whenever you're able to, just use a toggle. It's way better for your tarps. They'll last much longer. I just set up a paracord ridge line. I've got one Prusik loop here. I'm gonna run that through the little loop I installed at the top of my hood. Drop another toggle through. I'm gonna stake it out in the middle, in the back. And then I'm going to go to the ends of the poncho, drop our paracord, toggle. Then we've got a guy line that we can tension off wherever we like to shape the inside of that structure. And to do that, I just take the end, fold it over, and then bring it down, making a little hitch, drop my stake through, pull the hitch tight, and stake it down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. We've got our bowline, bring it up through the grommet, drop our little toggle through, nice and secure. Now check this out, we're using 3 out of 5 of the grommets, right? So we've got 3 points staked down, but right there, like that's pretty cool. I would like to stake that down right there, and I don't have a good spot to anchor this off and tie it down. So I've got a stake. Just do a half turn around it, and then a half turn below it. And then we'll do our little hitch. And stake it down. So we're gonna stake through the ground. Cool. You know, I really like what we got going on over here. Let's just replicate this on the other side and see what that looks like on the interior. So we'll unstake it. We got this tree right here. It's perfect. Pretty cool. You know, for me, this is definitely the largest setup I've come up with using one of these ponchos. And what's really cool about it for me is, you know, besides the ground cover from end to end, which is about 8 or 9 feet, I've got space for my face and for my feet. You know, I'm not touching the canvas, which is a surefire way to get water to come through your shelter. So I dig it. And if you're using those guy lines, there's a ton of different options you can do for setting this up. You could run a corner up to the ridge line, so you've got the peak and the corner connected. Whatever you want to do, you can fly the back end, you can fly the whole thing. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm working on the map video, the 3rd part of the series, where we're tying it all together and putting it on paper so you can make your own maps. So as soon as I get enough time to lock that down, I'll have that one up for you. But hope you guys are having an awesome day. We'll see you soon. Cheers.